day 555, friends. 555 days of furiously showing up for fractals? Can you give me your phone quickly? I wanna Google something about 555. I wanna see what the 555 meaning is.
What am I Googling?
Just Google 555 angel number. Or spiritual meaning.
Can I Google 555 devil number?
I see what happens. See what happens. Maybe 555 devil number is even more lit.
There is a devil number.
There is?
What do the numbers 555 represent in the world of mysticism?
What does it represent in the world of mysticism?
555 is a human number.
A human number? Can I read, Hans? Can I give you the phone? Let's see which one.
Angel number 555, meaning and inspiration. Why do I always have to accept cookies? Fuck off.
Wants you to see the cookies. Hey, Shannon! 555 means big changes are coming. Christian is gonna become uber wealthy. All of us, not just Christian, you as well, friend, are gonna become uber wealthy. Not so that you can have more money than you know what to do with, but so that you can have enough money to know what to do with. Help people. Dry historian, help people, friend. And don't second guess yourself. Christian is today's inspiration. We had this conversation about how much time we spend second guessing ourselves and how we can second guess ourselves about the way we spend time. So second guessing ourselves about the way we spend time is us creating a scenario in which we are worthy of being judged for not spending our time properly. So thank you, friends, for choosing to spend some time with me and for not second guessing yourself. I help people every day I can, and that's the only thing we can do, friend. Keep showing up for love. Thank you, Jovan, for joining us as well. Jovan joined us for the yoga session today. I mean, do I want to read these big ones? Brave, kindness, salvation. The first one is be kind to yourself. Let's see if I can find one that's...
Да. Тук трябва да сме внимателни. Не, какво става? Какво става, не?
Малко по-дълго трябва да се сготви.
Що?
So, the meaning of angel number 555 is about transition and welcoming change, as you mentioned, Shannon. It is a friendly reminder and warning from your angels and guides that it is safe to make a change that is on your mind. Jump into the energy of creativity, forward movement, and excitement. Too long didn't read version. The most important meaning is significant changes on the way. You were right again, Shannon. Change is a part of life, transition is play. I understand, better can help you, and phenomena. Open mind, need jumps well together in this mind. Don't miss out on this unique astrological opportunity. Sometimes clear, universe, other plans, frustrating. Yeah, I feel like this is almost in a way, simply put, you're out of sync and you're out of alignment. I feel this is perfectly in tune with what we want to talk about today. When it comes to second guessing ourselves. You know, like I feel like it's so difficult for us to ever know if we're doing the right thing. And yet there is no such thing as the right thing. You, friend, Popcho here behind me, we can only do the things that we are equipped to do in this moment, right? The things you know, the things you have known, the things that happened to you before, all of those things are informing your decision making as you continue going into the future. And if you're constantly second guessing that, if you're currently, you know, in that state of, oh, I don't know what to do next, what if I do the wrong thing? And I said this to Christian on the way here, you can literally become a hobo, homeless person having nothing, and you will still live a life worth living. You will still have an experience worth having. Isaac, good morning. What a blessing to once again receive the insights and grace of friendship. It's a pleasure having you here. I got to have a conversation with Johan today. He was basically a salesman for Elden Ring, and I could hear your voice speaking through him, Isaac. It was a trip. Boom, surprise attack of love and Reddit. Take that, take that. I'm taking it a little bit, thank you. What a blessing once again. Every time I second guess myself, something always seems to happen. Like I get some sort of sign that reassures me that I'm alright where I need to be. Same for me. Same for me, Shannon. I just feel it's so difficult for us to actually trust ourselves. It's so difficult for us to trust ourselves because we know that we're fallible. We make mistakes. We've made mistakes. You have probably made mistakes. And you will continue to make mistakes. But reflecting on the mistakes that you've made before, you can notice that every single time you made a mistake, you can learn something. Goodness, I learned a lot of things making mistakes. And that's the way. One thing we can all do without second guessing is uptooting this stream. Yeah! Thank you, Brother Isaac, for the love you share with the day. Everything will work out the way it was supposed to. You just trust and go with, even if it feels like you may have made a big mistake. It may be something, a part of something greater. Exactly, friend. Like, the thing that I think about the most is I reflect on all of the stuff I've been through that weren't exactly pleasurable for me to go through. And I give myself ultimate power to not go through that. And I, more often than not, choose to go through it again.
Can you move me to that side because I'm smoking?
Okay. Like this?
Yeah, do not see that. No, you are going to see that I'm smoking.
A little bit more. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Popcha doesn't want to be seen smoking, though. Thief out, though. You'll pay for my dental, Christian. Everything will work. The try story. Thank you, by the way. It will. Things do work out that way. You know, and I feel we're in auspicious times right now where there's more uncertainty than there's ever been. And yet we get to be a part of it. You, friend, get to be a part of this change. Like I'm trying to think from the perspective of my perspective today that I want to share very strongly is the fact that you shouldn't be second guessing yourself at all. But that wouldn't be good advice in and of itself as well. You know, I feel if anything, I'm bringing today's topic from this perspective of don't waste time second guessing. Maybe second guess, but second guess and get done with it, right? Don't perpetuate over and over and over again, looking back at your life decisions, imagining, oh, if I only did it this way, if only I did it that way, then so and so now. No. You're not here. We can be so not here that we can't notice the basic things happening around us. I feel more than ever so grateful just to be in one way or another sure that what we're doing here matters. That you friends, you, literally you hearing these words right now matters. And that you matter enough, that you think this matters enough for you to be here in this moment. Thank you. I'm not second guessing it. Going through self-doubt yesterday. And spend a moment grounding myself, repeating, there's no wrong action, only the action that is taken, and maybe believe about, and maybe believe about it. Wavy. Wait. What we believe about it. There we go. And what we believe about it. I agree. I agree completely. And what a trip that it's what you went through very recently as well, Jovan. Like on the way here, Christian said to me that he was gonna call his sister and he's gonna ask her to tell him what the right decision is. And my first response is like, your sister doesn't live your life. She doesn't know what the right decision is for you. And then it kind of went in this perspective of you can't make the wrong decision. As you mentioned, Jovan, you can only make the decision, you can take an action, and then you can tell yourself a story about the action that you've taken. And depending on how you view the world, if you view the world from the perspective of growth, you realize that you can only continue growing. Isaac telling ourselves story rooted in love instead of a story rooted in self. There we go. Yes. Exactly that, Isaac. Second guessing to me is a lack of faith in your higher self's decision making. It's the ego holding on to the divine's part. Divine's pant legs, scared to take the next step. I love that imagery. I can see it perfectly. But that only comes after making the decision questioning the direction, a step before it takes its patience. But once you have your heading, trust the heart. Trust yourself is that hard. I think maybe we'll move the stream. I don't know if this is going to be very comfortable for you friends to listen to. I wanted to be in the space with Popjol for the stream, but I think it's going to be difficult. Should I move the stream, you think?
Move the stream.
Yeah.
Where?
Like I wanted to do the stream together, but I don't know if that's going to be as easy when it's just us doing it.
Sorry, homie.
Yeah, don't be sorry about anything.
If you feel you need to move it.
I just want to give you friends space, dude.
We're fine here, if you don't mind chatter in the background.
Do you friends mind chatter in the background? Like I mind chatter in the background. So I guess, you know, it's up to me to not second guess my decisions. I'll be back, Popjol. You got to be on stream. You'll be forever immortalized on day 555. Never ever forget, friends. Day 555, Popjol was here. I'll be back in a bit. Gonna walk through this little area. Gonna sit in the garden. My mind, unfortunately, has a very hard time with background noises. Background chatter. Are we gonna sit in the sun? Maybe a little bit. How's that for a view? You right? No second guessing your decisions, friend. When you feel like doing something and you do it, that is the experience, right? I felt like I needed to have some more silence, and now I'm here. No second guessing the experience. A little bit more quiet. I feel like I have more capacity to think, more capacity to feel, not being dragged one way or another. I've been thinking a lot about what the future is going to hold for us. You know, how I can equip myself in these days so that I can do even more in the future that is coming. And it's difficult. It's difficult to try and balance this equation of second guessing versus knowing what it is you're doing. And it's a constant back and forth. I feel in my and Christian's relationship, Christian is the one who second guesses himself too much, and I'm the one who doesn't second guess himself at all. And in between there, we find some balance. We can reflect back and forth on one another. You may definitely second guess yourself, but you need to release that it may not lead to something great right away. Life is a way of sculpting you as a person before giving you what you need. Yo, dry historian, you're throwing some wisdom down today, but today. So nice having you here. Happy 555 day. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling good, Miss Molly. I'm feeling a little bit tired. Wee bit tired. Wee bit. Wee bit second guessy, you know? What am I supposed to do? It's a day 555. It's significant. It's significant to me in the place of synchronicity. But are we supposed to do something significant because of it? What would that significant thing be? I feel, if anything, just to be spending some time in breath. Maybe we'll spend like the end of the stream just spending a few moments breathing. Maybe five times 5 breaths. Maybe 3 times 5 breaths. Maybe we'll do that. 3 times 5 full breaths. And then we'll hold at the top of the 5th breath or something like that. Feel those breaths and then release the stream with the breaths, you know, going into the rest of the future. Embracing whatever changes may still come. Yes, always trust your heart. This is the way. And I feel happy, you know, I feel happy just having trusted myself enough to move into this space. I'm happy that we got to be there with Popjol for a while. I would have liked to have him join us on the stream. You know, but I know that is a tall order. Little bit of a tall order. I think I missed a few. Second guess the next step. But that only comes after making the decision, questioning the direction, A step before it takes patience, but once you have, you're heading, trust the heart. I just wanted to finish the one again. I can't agree more, dude. Take steps. Just take a step forward, friend. Day 555. Yeah. Yeah. Isaac, I feel the number is just once again recognition from the universe that it's as significant as any moment. It's a reminder of the graceful beauty of now. There we go. Yes, Isaac, you're something, dude. You're quite something, man. Yeah, exactly that. Right? Like even though in a way day 555 can be seen as significant, it's no more significant than any of these moments that we are here have been before. It's the same. Same, but different, but still same. Corey, don't waste time second guessing. Grab life by the horns. This day is a beautiful blessing, isn't it? What a beautiful blessing having you in this day with us, Brother Corey. Thank you, you beautiful dad being, for joining us. It's nice to have you here as well, Jumpin' Jumanji. Good tidings to you as well, friend. How are you doing? How's life been treating you, Jumpin' Jumanji? Jumpin' Jack Jumanji, technically, right? Yeah. Hmm. I'm trying to channel what it's like being Jumpin' Jack Jumanji right now. Feel a heaviness. How are you feeling, Mother Bear? How are you feeling right now? Hmm. Just like seeing 444, recognition that we are aware. Exactly. I've seen 77 like 5 times since waking up this morning. I've seen 77 like 5 times since yesterday. I saw like an 88, 77, 88, and I was like, I'm sure Shannon would like to see this as well. Love to you, Shannon. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Like, this has been such a process of getting to know myself. You know, weirdly enough, I feel like I'm more me than I've ever been. And you, friends, have allowed me that as well, in a weird way. You know, just being willing to entertain. Maybe it's entertaining. I'm thinking, yeah, being willing to entertain the type of things we talk about, the things we get up to, the questions we have. In your own way, you have led me to a lot of information. My phone's on 77%. Me too. I mean, mine is on 79% on my main phone, and it's on 71% on the other phone. Can't can't be a part of the synchronicities. I mean, this photo is gonna be 77 soon. I'll be sure to say something. Once you make a choice, once you have your direction set full sail, even if there's no wind, there's a small underlying current that will pull you along. I feel the biggest thing, the craziest thing, isn't even the fact that we set out, you know, in sail, but the fact that we can at point find ourselves in the middle of nowhere, Ninja Nanner, right? Like you set out and you're on the water and you're like sailing, but there is just nothing. You look around yourself and all you see is water, water in every direction. And it's in that space, it's in that state that we have that extreme self doubt. We have that extreme second guessing of like, oh goodness, did I do the right thing? I can't see anything. I don't know anything. Did I do the right thing? Yes. Keep going. You'll find wherever the island is you're looking for eventually. You know, there's this beautiful line from Rob the Universe in one of his songs where he goes, "We are all just ships on the ocean of time. We close our eyes and make islands inside our mind." How about that? How about that? Don't second guess yourself, right? Keep on the sail. Keep going forward. Keep trying. Just keep trying. Genuinely, like we don't actually understand how capable we are because we don't try. We have this broken mentality inside of us right now where we want to be so good at things right off the bat. With the amount of immediacy we've experienced as humanity, it's so difficult for us these days to try and try and do things that we haven't done before. Try and do them and realize that we're not good at it right off the bat, and then second guessing whether or not we should be doing this thing because we're not good at it or right off the bat. Keep trying. Keep on keeping on. Sometimes That has been cool. That I feel is the universe reassuring me. I haven't seen dragonflies in my town since I was a kid, and I've seen them all over lately. It made me smile. What a beautiful experience that is. Maybe you haven't been paying as much attention, Dry Story, and now you actually are a friend. Are you in Oz? I'm in South Africa, and thank you. This scarf was a gift from my mom. From my mother. From my madre. I miss her. I haven't seen her in a while again. I will be able to see her soon again. I feel like there is a melancholy kind of feeling to today's stream. Day 555. Day 555. Hmm. When I think about these synchronous numbers, I try to imagine orders of magnitude, right? So if day 555 is like this, and we've gotten this far by day 555, where will we be? How far would we have gotten on day 5555? How does things look in the year? I mean, it's gonna be what, close to 15 years before we see that day. What would we have seen? What would our world have become? How much impact would we have had on the world that we're living in? I had this conversation with Popcho and with Christian today, about politics. How I think maybe eventually I'll get into politics, but only when I understand what's going on. So I'll spend the next 22 years becoming something, becoming someone, learning at least in some way the world works, and then maybe we'll think about doing stuff like that. But the problem is how do you make real change right now? How do you not second guess yourself, believe that you're not worthy of making real change right now? Like the reason I don't believe I'm ready for politics is because I'm second guessing myself, right? Technically. What will your 100 1111 day look like even? That's the thing. That's the first one I thought about. Weirdly enough, Dry Historian. But I was like, I don't know if 555 really doubled is just instantly. It technically is, right? But is it? No. There's one extra day technically. Yeah. It would be day 1110, and then the next day would be double 1111. I feel in the next 555 days we'll be able to, like, I hope I hmm. In the next 555 days I would have liked to officially establish a business, and hopefully by that end 555 day this business is actually turning a profit. I would like to be able to free people. I see friends like Christian, so capable of doing so much, and yet at this point in of his life, he's required to solve a bunch of problems. Like I got to listen to a little bit of the complexities of what he has going on in his work life, and over the last 6 years, 7 years, I think something like 22 different software developers have worked on a piece of code that he's working on right now. So, like, code is very much like a way of speaking, and certain people speak in ways that you don't necessarily understand, or you can't understand why they would say something like that. So, you imagine not only the things they say being important, but the things they're saying being like laws now, like it's rules, it's things to be heeded. It's like written into the very fabric of the code. And then you have to try and code around that, and then by coding around that, you break other things, and then by breaking other things, you have to try and fix that again. And that is the fractal he's in right now, that he's experiencing. And he doesn't seem to be enjoying it, right? The thing that I've been really hoping for is just being able to free my friends, allowing you friends to do the things you actually want to do. Imagining a future where the reason we have come together like this is to meet people that have like minds, so that we can create like-minded worlds. The things we want to see, do so together. The melting collective. Uncle Becky has had the vision already. Jovan, Toast Malost, I want you friends as part of that already. But it'll be in time. 74%, damn it, I missed it. I think you have to do the things. I don't think it was capable of driving again. I didn't think I was capable of driving again or walking into a store with myself again. Now I do those things like a boss. I just had to actually do it. What a good point that is in this context of second guessing yourself. Don't second guess yourself until you've done it. How about that? Don't second guess yourself until you've done it multiple times. If you've done it multiple times, maybe then start second guessing. Maybe like, okay, well, I've tried this thing. Maybe now there's some room for second guessing. Hello to you, Signal Cup. What a pleasure to have you here with us, friend. Set your intent and do it. Will you second guess along the way? Of course you will. Yet, keep on the path that you've chosen. It will come. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Molly. I need some of that right now in my brain and my body. Whew. It's intimidating. It's intimidating, Miss Molly. The life I've chosen for myself, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees that I'll be able to, you know, afford a decent living and be able to, pay for my kids' education one day. Because I'm not following a traditional path. I'm not following the path that has been laid out, or the path that is going to guarantee me certain things that the society has convinced me I need, you know? And I would rather continue second guessing myself living the way that I'm choosing to than second guess myself living the way that others have chosen for me to. Like I would rather be wrong doing what I think is right than be right doing what I know is wrong. Does that make sense? I hope so. Miss Molly, thank you, Fred, dearly. Like my heart is a little bit soft just hearing those words. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for finding any value in the words I say. I feel like I don't have anything to say today, and yet here you are, still, and I'm flabbergasted a little bit, kind of intimidated, mildly, just like a little bit want to run away, hide under blankets, pretend I don't exist for a bit. Stay in the moment, thinking and living too far into the future creates noise. That's true. Thank you for the reminder. Living in the future creates noise. Living too far in the future creates noise. You know what I think of that noise as? You got this. Thank you, Miss Molly. You got this as well, friend. All you see in me is what's in you. So, like, at least we got this together. I feel I'm experiencing that real note of I can't for you friends and you can't for me grow for one another, right? Like I can't do the work that needs to be done for you in the same way that you can't do it for me. But we don't have to do it alone. We don't have to do it alone anymore. We don't have to be completely just these ethereal nodes of infinity floating throughout all of it. Woo! Woo! Dust particles in the wind, little grass, blades whooshing in the leaf. We have blades of grass around us. Hopefully, some dust particles floating around the air with us. And now we know that we have connected with one another. It looks like a beautiful day. Nerfera, it is. It is a nice day. It's not too hot. It's a little bit coolish. Little bit coolish. Gentle wind. So blessed. Will you dance today, brother? Dot, I don't have my speaker here, but I did want to bring it. I did think about dancing a little bit. Maybe I'll dance. maybe I'll dance. I'll just dance to like nothing. I'll dance to the music in my head, or maybe like lay down a beat and dance a little bit to it. Just in celebration. After we spend some time breathing, maybe we'll spend some time dancing, then sit down, spend some time breathing properly, and then finish the stream. Thank you, Odd Dot, for contributing, friend, for changing a little bit of the love, adding to this experience, Brett. I appreciate it. Have I seen you here before, Odd Dot? I recognize your username, but I haven't seen you a lot. The fact that you know I dance means that you have probably seen me more than I've seen you. Is this the case? Tell me something about you, friend. Have you been second guessing yourself? Like, this is a question for all of you friends. Have you been second guessing yourself? And if you second guess yourself, has it helped or has it been detrimental? And you don't have to answer me. Just asking yourself that question can be good as well. Positive eyes your way. I can feel it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Oddot. I appreciate that. No, boss. In an infinite experience, an infinite amount of fractals of negative experience, becoming aware of our power to manifest the positive fractals is all that needs to happen. We are dreaming our favorite dream. Yes, we are. Regret of action is more truthful than regret of inaction. On my 23rd trip around the sun, yes! It's Isaac's birthday today, isn't it? On my 23rd trip around the sun, let's hope this one is around where I got the superpowers. I got my superpowers at age 24, Isaac. So it's coming, brother. There, it's definitely coming. Your wisdom is a superpower. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You already do, Isaac. There we go. Oh man, I was hoping for like Nightcrawler, and I got Professor X. Shake my head. Me and you both. Professor X slash. I don't know if there's one that resonates more. What character? Like I see you more as like a Galactus or something like that. For some reason, I've been playing with a concept in my meditations lately. I think you'd enjoy. I focus on the sensation that there is a separate world outside of our skin versus in space inside. I take a deep breath. I take a deep, full breath, eyes closed, and then I release. I open my eyes, focusing on expelling ourselves out into the world that is rushing in like a fishing pole cast or a can of compressor air. Then pull that self, that breath, back in deeply towards the sense of first person self as you close your eyes at the end of your breath. Look for the one that is looking and breathing. So the way that I imagine it is he holds as an idea this illusion of there being a separate world outside of you and then a separate self inside of the world. And then closes eyes as he inhales and then opens eyes as he exhales. So instead of it being an experience of opening your eyes and light coming in, he opens his eyes with the light coming in, choosing to externalize himself. And then as he breathes in, he closes his eyes, not, taking more information in, and then feels himself being the information giver in that experience. Is that right, Isaac? I really like that. I really like that, dude. The thing I've been thinking about with my breath is just the turbulence. You're putting turbulence into the air, these beautiful waves into the air every single breath you take. You cannot help but influence the world at fractals. And yes, indeed, happy birthday to both you and Jasmine. Isaac, 23 times. Their birthdays on the same day, and they're married now. How nice is that? Don't have to remember anyone. Well, don't have to remember. Now you just have to have kids on your birthday, have their kids on your birthday as well. Have their kids as kids. Remember a single day of birth. Yes, the day of birth. The Osterling. Is it Osterling? Yeah, Osterling day of birth. Every single Osterling just goes down the line. Deep full breath. Happy birthday, Isaac and Jasmine. Thank you, Amanda, for the love, friend. Yep, I have definitely second guessed myself recently, and it only causes stress and anxiety. When I reaffirm that I can trust myself, that stress and anxiety again fades away. Mm, what a good anecdote that is. Like that's the thing for me as well. If I second guess myself, I get to the point of not wanting to be myself. That's the thing for me. Happy birthday, friend. You will have an amazing year, I'm sure. Oh, absolutely. This is the year, Christian. Not Christian, Isaac. This is the year, dude. This realization. There's nothing to see. Sets me in a calm place. There's nothing to see. And I shared this with Christian so much. Like, he has this idea that he needs to now move somewhere and find himself a family. And you don't need this grasping from outside of your center body. Oh, maybe this, maybe that, maybe so and so. Just be. There's nothing to see. You're not gonna miss anything, friend. Live your life. Stop second guessing. Thank you. What a beautiful realization that is to share, Isaac. I appreciate it. Realizing that is the only space in which it is happening. The prior space of consciousness. Trying for just rest there. Exactly. We are within the field of consciousness, within the body of the divine feminine as the masculine. It's a little bit weird. As observer in the observed, but there is no separation. They're technically. Happy birthday. Thank you, Molly. Molly is saying happy birthday, brother Isaac. Christian is living as Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange too. I could see it. I could definitely see it. You are so loved, Isaac. That you are. Thank you so much. Realizing it's happening here. Thank you so much. The friendship I have in this space is a much cherished moment of this day. You, you, Isaac, the things you choose to share, the love you have in your heart, but the bay, it honestly gives me hope, man. Like, and I feel that's the thing we provide for one another is we show up in the space and we give to one another hope, consciously evolving into the future, choosing love. Thank you, friends, for choosing love with me. Brother Ryan said, Melt, congratulations on another huge milestone of showing up. I still think this is such an amazing achievement that you've made and kept this commitment for love. It inspires me so much. You have inspired me, Brother Ryan. You have inspired me so much, man. Like, I think about you more than I'd like to admit. I think about all of you more than I'd like to admit here. To be honest, I love you, friends. You friends have changed my life. Talking about people who have changed my life. Jeff joining us. Jeff has been here since I think in the day 60s, right? Nice to have you here, brother Jeff. Bro, be too strong. Love you. Oh, I love you. Love you to bits. Love you so much. Thank you for joining me, dude. For still being in this journey. For still living. For still breathing the same air as me. For contributing to the infinity. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the wholesome friend. Really? Wholesome? Really wholesome. No, you, Mr. Blue Tuxedo Man. Mr. Blue Tuxedo Man. Double man? Yossi. You're a Mr. and a man. Mr. Man. Would you, dude? Schwang, schwang, bong! Drops a fat plat in the stream. Thank you, brother Jeff. I appreciate the love so much. We don't get fat plats on these streams much anymore, so it's not even more woo, significant. I remember the initial time we started streaming. Like it was literally before I thought I was supposed to be streaming. We would just kind of do these random. Okay, now I'm gonna be streaming streams and someone would like donate a reward and I would have like a week of premium Reddit and I was like, how is this even real? How does this even exist? How? And I've been using Reddit for a while and I had a few posts and then sometimes someone would actually upload a post or like give you some free reward. Pixels. Okay, so like this is me tripping out about the whole topic that pixels, literal pixels on a screen can make you feel something at all. Never mind something. Like it can make you feel something at all. Where we have kids, spending their parents' money, swiping their credit cards to buy themselves better houses or gems so that they can speed up their construction rate. It's so it's so weird, the space we live in already. I wonder how much money has been turned into digital goods, you know. I really wonder about that. Like I don't really think we want to know actually. Isaac, you give me hope. The younger generation to me is a bit fucked up. Excuse my cussing. Like it goes like the millennials. I feel are the generation who has just been like present for like nonsense upon nonsense upon nonsense, and we have like a sense of calmness, stability in our hearts going through all of this. Where the 2000s generation, for example, they kind of came into the world not knowing anything other than the internet and not knowing anything other than like smartphones, and that definitely is going to change you a little bit, Mari. Like that definitely is something that creates a whole different patterning because now so many people are raising you, right? You become what you observe, and you're observing so much more than you would usually have access to observing, and you see all parts of humanity. So they might be just a little bit fucked up. Just a wee bit. Yeah, I still have a ton of coins saved up from the earlier days of streaming. So many awards going around in those first few days, right? You remember, Jeff, the good old days. The good old days. Love the sweater scarf swag. Thank you. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna have a whole line soon. It's insane. I'm gonna hire you as one of my top models. I mean, I would I was like hire you as a top model, and then suddenly as soon as I hired you as one of my top models, every single one of my other models suddenly had skates strapped to their feet, dude, and they were all like rolling through the modeling thing instead of walking. Thank you, Insane. You have broken my brain indefinitely. Probably too much money turned into digital goods, right, Jeff? Oh, you know, dude. So much money, dude. Oh goodness, like we probably this is like a little bit of a yikes, you know, and technically it could be seen as second guessing, but we would have, not even could have, we would have solved world hunger if we spent all the money we spent on digital goods on physical, you know, like infrastructure to make people. I'd model the pants first. I mean, like these pair of pants I made myself technically. Ah, what do you think, huh? You're right. Technically, it's a pair of pants my mom made me, and then they kind of got a little bit faded. You can see the blues getting a little bit faded, and I was like, nah, give new life. Makes it a little bit squashy. I model. You do? Odd dot. I used to model myself, friend, but I moved to China, and then I was like, okay, I'm never doing that again. I guess probably too much money. Thank you for the all-seeing upvote. All seeing up with you as well. I appreciate you joining me, Joel. Love to you, friend. All the passwords. I model. What do you model actually? Do you model for like commercial work? Do you do anything in particular? Have you had work? That's the biggest thing. I would buy the hell out of some melt swag. Thank you, brother. Like Jeff, unironically, I probably won't ever have a merch line. You know the way that I think about a merch line, where like it's drop shipping, but I want to have a full clothing brand. Like I want to go hard. I want to go full hemp. Basically, every single one of my clothing products to be like full hemp, and then ideally, I want you to be able to buy a pair of clothing and then wear it for 10, 20 years. Like that is my dream. If I want to have a brand of my own and actually sell something at all, like selling something in and of itself doesn't sit well with me. So if I'm gonna have to sell something, I want the people that are going to be buying the thing I'm selling to actually be happy with what they're getting. You know, keep it, talk about it with a sense of joy. Look at it like I have like let me think about something in my space. Mm, mm. Yeah, so my kalimba, for example, you know, like that little instrument, technically relatively cheap, but something that I would spend 10 times over to have had the experiences I've had with that little instrument. I want to be able to create things that make people happy that they've bought them. You know, do the opposite of buyer's remorse. But that is not exactly something that's easy. It's difficult living in this world sometimes. You know, having to try and figure out how to live an economically abundant life while at the same time realizing that that doesn't matter at all. It's a whole second guessing thing as well at the end of the day, where I know that I'll be okay even if I become a homeless person. You know, I'll probably do these streams. In the future, I'll probably have access to internet and places to charge my phones no matter where I go. So even if I go full homeless, just doing these streams next to a street somewhere, I'll be able to do it and I'll be okay. I'll live a life. We will live a full life doing just that. I don't need anything other than that. Even though I know that, I would still not necessarily like to go completely homeless, you know? And the thing is, the part of myself that's aware doesn't care. But my ego is very like, bro, please. Please. I don't want to live on the streets. And my observer is like, the streets are just another place to live. And I'm like, please, please, observer, no, I don't want to live on the streets. I mean, imagine how many people you could meet. You could have a little bit more hope in humanity to every single person who gives you a single dollar. Hmm? Please, observer. That's cool. I only do like wholesale stuff with my wife and its business, so I'd be interested in potentially carrying the line. Love the sustainability aspect. Thank you, brother Jeff. That's my idea, dude. And like we have a bunch of industries that are trying to actually transition onto hemp, but that's the thing I want to do. If I'm going to be making a clothing line, I want to make it clothing you want to wear, not just like, oh, Melt has a T-shirt. Let's support Melt and get the T-shirt, and then be like, oh, this is my T-shirt that I'm supporting Melt with. I want you to buy the clothing because you wanted it, right? Like, I can see myself wearing that, and then you buy it, and you're like, yes, I will never take this piece of clothing off again in my existence. Like that's how much I want people to love it. Thank you. And as you mentioned, the sustainability part of it, hemp sequesters more carbon in 6 months than it takes trees in the same amount of like surface area to sequester in 10 years. As in space by space, we like hemp to trees, hemp does the same amount of carbon capture in 6 months that these trees do in 10 years. Needs less water, needs no pesticides. You can use all of it to the roots. You can use the main plant, the roots, the seeds, the flowers to like gain some oils. It is a wonder plant, and then while doing all of this, it's also good for the soil. Aerates the soil, adds nutrients back into the soil. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm gonna again with the whole sustainability thing, if I'm gonna sell something, I want to sell something that is benefiting the planet, not hurting the planet. You could even do hemp slash bamboo for some real comfy clothes. Yes, that's what I want to do. I have some bamboo shorts that are super comfy. Thank you for sharing them with me. The real thing is now is just the factories, and that's going to be the case nonetheless, ramping up where not so much for the actual clothing companies, but the companies making the actual materials. Hemp is still pretty expensive, like meter by meter. I think hemp is double as expensive as normal cotton right now. So to do it right now would not be economically feasible. One, because it would be almost unaffordable, and two, shipping right now is a nightmare as well. It's a weird line to toe, the earthly versus spiritual satisfying. Both are important in their own right. Yeah, toe the line. I think I'm not 100%. I think. No, it's okay, Fred. Like, I don't think any of us can be 100% sure, and that's technically what this stream is about. That's second guessing nature. What do I want? What do I think I need? Realizing I don't need anything. I but want things. And then grasping, realizing that I have expectations, from those expectations suffering. Realizing that without expecting things of myself and of other people, I suffer less. Being in that state of less suffering, creating a sense of stability for myself in that, wanting that stability, wanting that space to be even more beautiful, wanting things, creating an intention, an expectation, a grasping, disappointment, suffering, over and over again. And it's difficult sometimes because it feels like there's no end to it. And you realize you can just breathe. In this moment, you can just leave all of that stuff be and breathe. I'm laying in bed with a vertical fan blowing on my drinking coffee while watching this. I'm happy to hear that, Scott. I'm guessing it's pretty hot wherever you are, friend, but I'm sending you love, Fred. I hope the fan helps. I'd like to wear a lock of your hair. Are you serious, Insane? Are you actually serious right now? I'll make you a pendant, friend. Um, I'll make you a pendant, Insane. No jokes, dude. Don't judge me, Fash. Yeah, you know you'd wear a lock of Mel's hair if it came as a trinket. I actually want to make some trinkets. I'm gonna add like because that's the closest way I can give you an actual piece of me. You know, it's a little bit weird. Maybe a little bit weird if you want to make it weird, but it's the only way. I can't like start cutting fingers off. That would be a Yossi Bobasi. But a piece of hair, that comes off automatically. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll like go up in extreme value by the time I get bald someday. Who knows? I'm saying. Just get BK rippers insane and all the fitness people on Reddit to power it by bikes. That would be quite something. A whole brand line that is powered by a bunch of fitness influencers. I feel like it could work somehow, actually, Corey. The fitness influencer brand. All of their clothing is made by their sweat and blood. 555 Soul, it's nice to have you here. New condition. Technically, yes. Today we are tuning into 555. We've been showing up for 555 days, and here we are again. Even though it's been significant, at least in the context of the synchronicity we're reaching and being here right now, it's not any different than any of the other days have been. Oh, yes, talking about 3 days till James Webb photos. Yeah! Woo! James Webb photos, right? We're going to stare into our infinite past. We're going to see light so old that we're going to be able to understand things about our universe we've never understood before. And weirdly enough, our sensors, our results right now are better than we anticipated them to be. So we're gonna get some crazy stuff. We're gonna get like yo. I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. I so appreciate you joining me though, Brother Bay. Thank you, Toast. It's nice to see you here with us. How are you doing? Well, there is no end to it. That's the beauty. Our infinite nature observing these infinite creatures we occupy. The ebb and the flow is why we're here. It's like being the observer and then having a certain like for things, right? Like I believe the observer as a like for oscillation. So as the observer, having that like of oscillation, of ebb and flow, of going back and forth, you might form an understanding that as the observer, I would like to see the ocean ebb and flowing. So ocean ebbs and flows. And if this ocean was just completely quiet and there's nothing there, then it might not be as enjoyable of an experience to watch this ebb and flow or to just sit there, right? So instead of it just being stillness, complete stillness, there is ebb and flow, there is wind coming and going, there is birds chirping and then not chirping. There is these constant troughs, and within these troughs we find ourselves experiencing things. We go through stuff, and to extrapolate that ocean example to just us as human beings, the fact that we are that ebb and flow, that up and down experience, and that our observer is the one that's paying attention to it. Mm-hmm. Crying face, you're so excited? I'm so excited, dude. I'd be a terrible fitness influencer. I think if you get bored, you should do something else. I agree. I do agree. And like a fitness influencer is like one of those jobs where it's high maintenance. You have to look a certain way and be a certain thing in order to continue being that. 11 times 55, right? Brother Bear, it's nice to have you here, Toast. It's so sad when the R pants news are broken on my screen. Yeah, it happens to me as well. It like trips my brain out a little bit. I wish I knew what everyone and myself look like. I mean, you look like your own snoo to me right now, but sometimes the snooze are like weirdly shuffled. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's crazy. I'm just thinking about having toast with my coffee, and Toasty appears. You summoned him into the space, Joel. The synchronicity of mind, dude. I do believe in stuff like that. Just caused from a ton of sweet skating, of course, of course. It's just so it's not just me. I've been throwing me off responding to people. I had to look at the name to make sure I'm doing. So I'm happy that I'm not the only one. I've been tripping the same. Corey, I appreciate the message you are bringing to the world. We need more light bringers. Cigare, cigar. That's probably the way I'm supposed to say it. You friend, you're that. You're one of these light bearers, you know. The fact that you can see what I'm doing and you can appreciate what I'm doing means that you're doing the same thing. Right now, in this moment, you're doing that for me. The thing I'm trying to do for you, friend. And that's all I can encourage. I don't believe I'm any better. In fact, I believe I'm pretty bad actually with it. Where to the point, if I don't do it every day, I don't do it at all. You know, I get to this point where I'm so in my own head that I can't get myself to do things. So for me, asking myself the question of if I'm like that, if I'm in this experience of stuckness, of not knowing what I'm supposed to do, of not knowing how to take the next step forward, how do I take any steps forward? And then just showing up. That's been my trip. I show up. I don't know what I'm showing up for, other than love, of course. I don't know why I'm showing up, other than love, of course, but I show up. And every single time I do, I learn. You friends have taught me so much. Oh goodness, so much. Show us your chakras. Suddenly, gets eyes burnt out. Want to see my chakras? I mean, what would my chakras look like? Would everybody's chakras be different? I haven't actually thought about that. Thank you. I appreciate that little information in my brain's insane. Is there any cyclist versus roller skating controversy? I wonder as well. Do let us know. I'm gonna I feel kind of awkward now trying to do a little bit of a dance, but we did promise our friend we would completely agree. I'm so glad I decided to watch today. Much love and respect. I'm so glad you did as well. Thank you, Cigar. It's today. Why can't I words properly? Today is day 555. So in synchronicity, it's a significant one to me. Jasmine, talking about friends, love you. I have really gotten into creating in virtual reality, but questioning if I'm creating anything as it's not tangible. Jasmine, I'll say this. I encourage you to continue creating in virtual reality because you're growing a skill, right? Don't think about, oh, I'm not creating anything tangible. Think about it from this perspective of right now in this moment, the thing I'm doing. And today's whole stream is about not second guessing ourselves. So I feel this is very on point, and I appreciate you bringing this. Instead of feeling, oh, I'm second guessing myself, I shouldn't be making things in this space because it's not tangible. Realize that you're becoming more creative. You're becoming more capable as a person to make these works of art. You are growing the fractals, the potential in your brain to do these things. And that's what's valuable. That no one can take away from you. Even if the VR world disappears, you keep that creativity. That is the tangible part of it. And I appreciate you, Jasmine, for doing that, friend. Thank you, friends. I'm gonna do a little bit of a dance. I feel already awkward trying to dance, not having music with me, but we're gonna just move a little bit. Anything is not tangible. You were the tangible, Jasmine. Oh, I don't even. I feel so awkward right now. Seriously. Mm. Oh. I can't. I can't. I should have brought my speaker. I asked Christian if I should. He encouraged me not to. But we can take some breaths. We're gonna take 3 sessions of 5 breaths each. At the fifth breath, holding. I'll give cues as well, but holding at the top and then release. So 5 up down cycles. The top of the fifth cycle, holding, release, holding, and then starting the next 5 cycle. Okay? Okay. So That was one. Let's do two more of those. Wow. Like, how do you feel right now? If you followed along with me, how do you feel right now? Let's go again. What does this do? It's you focusing on your breath for a few breaths. Just feel. Just feel. I can't tell you what it does for you, friend. That's the beauty of breath. That's the beauty of life. It's your experience. Breathe with me, and then you tell me what you experienced. We'll go for one more round. Max Beans. What a pleasure to have you here with me. Thank you for joining us at the tail end of the stream. It was such a pleasure having you friends here. Do some yoga poses and teach us some moves. Add that breath in. I mean, wooden resistance. I do give a yoga class. If you want to do yoga with me, I can teach you some yoga moves. But what like I suddenly starts getting flustered. How do I I feel my muscles relax and calm in calm focus. Thank you. I felt that as well. Like I feel really centered right now, really calm, really rooted down into the space. Thank you, friends, for joining me again. I see we still have a lot of friends in the space with us. Don't really want to say goodbye just yet. I have so much hope in my heart. Thank you. Isaac, you give me hope, Brother Bear. If I'm being honest, Isaac, I have multiple screenshots of chats with your wise words and you have shared, and I go back and I read them from time to time. I truly appreciate you and your willingness to share your words. No, it's perfect. Repeated like that. I mean, I read it perfectly at least. Shannon, those words truly mean so much to me. Recognition that our words matter is a warm feeling. I feel the same in your wisdom. Hearing from you is a highlight every day. A community that shares is a community that evolves. I am grateful for our kinship. That makes my heart warm. Gateway Process joining us. Will you ever come to the US? Gateway Process, I was planning on coming to the US, but it seems to be more difficult than anticipated, and I would need significantly more capital than I have. But I will, in time. I definitely will. Your words very much matter, my friend. They have been extremely useful. in my life since stumbling upon the stream, as yours are as well, Shannon. Know that you play the same role, friend. All of us play that same role. We'll come get you, Meld. I look forward to it, Shannon. I do. Have faith that you can accomplish that, Meld. You already do. You already create some. You already created something where people pay for it, where people pay for it gladly. Thank you, the Patreon. Yes, Segway. Woo! Have I told you, friends, about my Patreon? I'm so sorry. I do have a Patreon, though. I do have a Patreon, and you can support me with as little as $1. If you have $1 to support me with, and you're like, why? Why would I support you? Why would I give you my $1? So, one way to imagine it is me as a maybe like a homeless person, if you want to see it that way. And I'm like sitting, and I'm like, can you spare $1? And you're like, yeah, have dollar friend. But this hobo gives you flowers for your Dara. How about that? I have a Patreon. I use my colors. Technically, I'm gonna use these colors, like this pink and this shirt, to make a flower. Literally, I make flowers, and then I give you these flowers for as little as $1 on the Patreon. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to talk about it, and thank you, friends, for the ones that are already supporting me there. Your flowers bring daily smiles. You are capable because you have done it. Yes! Yes, thank you, Isaac. I needed that reminder about the bay. I don't remember these things properly myself. That was refreshing, Mel. Thank you. Thank you for breathing with me, Shannon. Gotta go get paint faces for kids now. Wish me well constructed, creative, and fun energy. I'm magic spelling you right now. This is this magic spell of constructed creativity and fun energy coming your way right now. Have a great time, Joe. Love you, Joe. Love you, Amanda. Thank you for joining me. Love you, Shannon. Here comes Salesman Mel. Puts on salesman cap, slicks back hair, puts on super cool shades, gets instantly suited. You know, I love your art, Joe. Kept the one that you made for my son. Amanda, thank you, friend. Thank you for just, experiencing this beauty with us. Creation, friend. Create something today. I feel melty. Thank you, Jasmine. Your love, friend, means so much to me. I appreciate you, friends. Feel my muscles relax. Morning loves, Max. Literally just woke up, joined the stream, and started breathing. Feels good. Mojo, thank you for breathing with me, friends. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me again. What a pleasure. You creating this experience out of thin air. They could be nothing. They could be sounds. You could turn the volume down. You can turn your screen off. And then this experience ceases to be. And yet, because you allow it, it is. Don't second guess yourself, friend. You got this. You so got this. Live your life. You so got this. Cheers, cheers, everyone. I'm actually using that one as an inspiration for today, Amanda. There we go. Even more synchronicities. Off to a winery with the wife and family. How does it feel saying those words, Isaac? Oh, I'm gonna go to the winery with my reads notes wife. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Have a beautiful day, Shannon. I'm actually using that. Love you so much. So much. Thank you for joining me on day 555, friends. I appreciate you being here. Look forward to the card tomorrow. Yeah, I didn't bring my cards. Thank you, Shannon. I look forward to reading it to you tomorrow as well. Love you. I love you to bits, to the point where I don't want to go away right now. But I'm gonna say goodbye for now. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Love you. See you again very soon. Goodbye, everyone.